The Conquest of Happiness by Bertrand Russell was written in 1930. To like many people spontaneously and without effort is perhaps the greatest of all sources of personal happiness. Happiness comes from throwing ourselves into life, which generally lessens the preoccupation with the self, a primary cause of unhappiness. Interest in oneself leads to no activity of a progressive kind. It may lead to the keeping of a diary, to getting psychoanalyzed, or perhaps to becoming a monk. But the monk will not be happy until the routine of the monastery has made him forget his own soul. Like Freud, he believed that repression of sex and love is much more damaging to a person than the act itself. A sense of sin makes us feel inferior and alone and so deprive us of happiness. Haunted and hampered by inner conflicts, we will not be able to achieve any external purpose. The solution, Bertrand Russell felt, lay in adopting a modern outlook in which superstitions have no place and in which we act only when we know that our actions will cause no harms to others. The psychological cause of unhappiness are many and varied, but a common reason seems to be the deprivation of some normal satisfaction while young. Since that satisfaction is valued above all else, emphasis is directed to achieving that one thing and other activities are sidelined. What people fear when they engage in the struggle is not that they will fail to get their breakfast next morning, but that they will fail to outshine their neighbors. For the achievement of happiness, a sense of perspective and a balanced life are everything. Not only does the pursuit of money alone not bring happiness, it results in boredom. We must have intellectual interest if we are to grow and fulfill our potential. Another essential for happiness, continuity of purpose, stems from working. Who is ashamed of his work can hardly achieve self-respect. Russell concludes that happiness depends partly upon external circumstances and partly upon oneself. Going little deeper, he notes that unhappiness is the result of a lack of integration between the conscious and the unconscious mind, or between the self and society. The happy man is the man who does not suffer from either of these failures of unity, whose personality is neither divided against itself nor pitted against the world. Above all, happiness can be attained from directing our interest outward, being less self-centered, and avoiding envy, self-pity, fear, and self-admiration.